Welcome to another edition on our CSEC exam past paper questions and solutions. Now, well, as we have said before, CSEC is really the Caribbean Secondary Education Council, and that's a body that is responsible for the secondary exams before we enter into college here in the Caribbean. Now, here is question one on the May 2011 paper that was last year. And question 1A, part 1, it's really a complex fraction we're asked to calculate. And here they states to express our answers as a fraction. And a typical question such as this worth 3 marks in the exam, okay? So when given a complex fraction, here we have some mixed numbers. So it's best to convert our mixed numbers to improper fractions, and then we can do our addition, okay? So we'll add our numerator and then we divide by our denominator. So this is the question. So basically I could just label this A. So I could just call this question A, just to say we're giving it a name. Okay, now what we want to do really is to rewrite A. All right, so here now what I'm going to do here is to rewrite A. Okay, and since I've labeled the entire problem A, I'm just going to rewrite that now by saying for 2's, I'm going to convert my mixed numbers to improper fraction. So I'm saying my denominator 4 times 2. So really, this is what I'm doing. I am saying my denominator, which is 4, multiplied by my whole number 2. And let's work that out first. And then I'm adding the numerator, the 1 in the numerator, to that. And all of that must go over 4 in the denominator. Okay, good. Now that's a part. Then here I am adding to that 8 times 1. So we can just work that out. 8, let me write that a little bit better so you can see. So this is 8 times 1. So 8 times my whole number 1, which is this big one here. And then I'm going to again add my numerator to that. Okay, and I'm putting all of that over 8. Okay, now if you notice here I am calculating my numerator. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this, I'm going to put all of this in a square bracket, okay, to indicate that all of this here that I'm calculating is my numerator. Then I'm going to divide by my denominator, and my denominator is really, let me just change the color. Again, my denominator is a mixed number, so I must convert my mixed number to an improper fraction. So I'm going to say the 2 in the denominator times the whole number 4. So really I'm saying 2 times 4. Put that in a bracket. We're going to calculate that first, and then I'm adding the numerator to that, which is 1, and all of that must go over 2, okay, because 1 was over 2, or denominator. All right, good. Now this can be calculated pretty easily. Let me just pull this up a bit so we can have a little bit more space. All right, so this implies that, so really let me explain. This little arrow means this implies. So what this is saying, here when I rewrite A, it's the same thing as I had here originally. It's just that I'm putting it in a simpler form. Okay, so we can just go ahead quickly and calculate the value of this now. Okay, let me just give ourselves a little bit more space. Now here we have 4 2's will give us 8, and when we add, so this implies again that this 4 times 2 is really 8, and I'm adding 1 to 8, so plus 1 over 4. And here I am adding 8 ones 8 plus 1, so 8 ones would give me 8 again, plus 1 all over 8. Okay, so that's what I really have here in my red brackets. Okay, now, and I'm dividing by 4 2's 8. Okay, so I would have a 8 plus 1 again all over 2. Now this is pretty neat. Now all I can do here is to just simplify and add, and then I divide. Okay, so again this implies that 8 plus 1 will give me 9 over 4. So here I would have a 9 over 4 being added to 8 plus 1. I would have a 9 over 8. Okay, and again I'm just going to put that in my red brackets, okay, to indicate or to suggest. Or before we do that, you know, we could calculate this. All right, so let me just open our red brackets, and what we're going to be doing, we're just simply going to calculate this value. We know that when we are adding fractions, we should always, adding or subtracting fractions, we should always find the LCD. So here my LCD is the lowest multiple that 4 and 8 can go into. That's the lowest denominator, and the lowest multiple that 4 and 8 can go into without leaving a remainder is 8. So 4 into 8 goes 2 times, so I'm going to multiply that 9 by the 2 when I say use this 4 to divide through 8, and I have 9 2's will give me 18, and then I'm adding to that. 8 into 8 goes once, so I'm going to multiply my numerator by 1, so 9 1's will give me 9. Okay, and here what I have left is really 18 plus 9. That would give me a 27 over 8. So really the value of my numerator is really 27 over 8. Now I'm going to just close up back this bracket quickly to show that this is my numerator I've just calculated. Now let's calculate our denominator. So 8 plus 1, again, this is in my denominator. This is 4 and a half. This is the same thing as 4 and a half. So I would have 8 plus 1 would give me 9 over 2. Okay, so really what I have left here, my numerator is 27 over 8, and I'm dividing in my denominator, which works out to be 9 over 2. So here I could just say this implies then that 27 over 8, let's just change the color a bit, then I have this, I'm taking my 27 over 8, so I'm saying 27 over 8, and then I'm dividing that by my what's left here, which is 9 over 2. Okay, we know that when dividing fractions it is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, so the fraction at the front usually remains the same, which is 27 over 8, and then I'm multiplying by 2 over 9. Okay, and this can be simplified pretty easily. What I can do, I can look for the highest common factor, my HCF, and I can say 2 into itself goes once, 2 into 8 goes 4 times, and when I look, the 27 and the 9 share a common factor of 9, so I can say 9 into itself goes once, and 9 into 27 goes 3 times. So really what I have left here is really 3 1's will give me 3 over 4 1's will give me 4, and that's our answer. Okay guys, and it's that easy. So in our first question, number 1, part A, and this is part 1 of A of our CSEC examination paper, our answer is 3/4. Okay, so that's our answer, 3/4. Okay, bye bye.